الله كتب لنا، إذا الله كتب لنا عمر يعني، وبكره انتم كبرتوا وبتحكوا لاولاد اولادكم. ساق التاريخ بالفيديو كانوا يوصفوكم بالمدرسه والى اخره. الله اكبر.
ونريد أن نمن على الذين استضعفوا في الأرض ونجعلهم أئمة ونجعلهم الوارثين. We want to bestow a favor. Listen to how beautiful this ayah is. We want to bestow a favor about those who people thought were weak by making them imams, inheriting one another.
This is our will, that we turn the life of the oppressed on the earth into a life of dignity. They are going to inherit the earth, become the inheritors of the power and authority and leadership on earth. And this is at the time of the return of the 12th Imam.
They asked 6th Imam, who's this about? And they asked Imam al-Rada. He said, this is about the Mahdi. For years they used to think we are the weak on the earth. Allah will look after the weak at the end and the oppressed by allowing the Mahdi to remove all the tyrants and establish justice on the earth.
As a relief for that, we're giving you the promise, we're giving you the good news that after having been oppressed, we're going to make you the Aimma, we're going to make you the inheritors of the earth. So that you don't lose hope, you don't despair from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy.
Nu'man in his Ghaiba and Saduq within the Kamal says that the 6th Imam said, if you want to see the signs of the 12th Imam's reappearance, go to Surah 2 verse 155 of the Quran. Do you know what Surah 2 verse 155 says? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. We will test all of you with a shortage of people, of wealth, of hunger, of fear, and of suffering. And give glad tidings to whom? Glad tidings to the patient ones. He gave an overview of what the signs are. When this verse was spoken of, Imam al-Sadiq said to him, you want to see the signs of the 12th Imam? Look at this verse. What does this verse say? وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ. The first thing you'll be tested, and the first sign of the reappearance of the 12th Imam is what? The first sign is you will go through a period of fear. You'll go through a period where the kings of your time will be oppressive towards the people. In which way? When the kings of the time allow their own people's rights to be confiscated, when the kings of the time and the rulers of the time are not just with their people, when they are arrogant towards a certain group of people, not providing them with their rights, you find that the first of the signs is what? Allah will test us before the 12th Imam rises with a period of fear from our rulers. Number 2, wal-ju'i. Yes, there's a period of intense starvation that there is in the world today. Certain streets in India, children don't know when their next meal is. Yes, there are people in Africa who don't even break their fast with the luxuries that we break our fast with in the holy month of Ramadan. وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ. There'll be a period where you'll find that your trade recessions take place and inadequate income comes together. 2008 was one of the biggest signs that the 12th Imam's reappearance may not be far away. Imam Sadiq, they asked him, what's the signs of the reappearance of the 12th Imam? When the Quran says there will be a shortening in your wealth, He said one of the signs is convergent markets. They said, what's convergent markets? He said when you're having trade recession take place, where it's difficult to acquire agriculture, fruits and plants. Then he said you'll reach a stage where you trade and you transact, but you find that there's no profits being made and someone else has taken all that profits. You know 2008, how close we were to putting a card in a machine and getting no money back? Many people think that now we are in a false sense of security. 2008, we were this close from having no money come out of the banks. Now what's happening to the world again? Everyone's falling into the false sense of the middle class security, yes? That person who's going to go into that false world, they're going to think to themselves, you know what, I can buy a new car. Why do I need the 12th Imam? I can buy a new car. I can go on holidays more frequently. I can change houses as I want. What they don't realize is that, you know what, that system which has got greed, interest at the bottom, people working on their systems behind the scene, at any second there'll be a crash. And there's only one country that will print and survive, watching everyone else fall. What Imam as-Sadiq said was, don't go into a false sense of security. Because one of the signs of the 12th Imam's reappearance is what? Is that recessions become normal. Starvation increase. Poverty increase. Many of us look at this global macro economy and we think to ourselves, it's never gonna crash, yes? Let's keep on living and enjoying. What we don't realize, you know what, at any second this crash is gonna happen. And if you want to know one of the clearest signs of the 12th Imam is what? The Muslim and the non-Muslim will reach a stage where they say, where is there a man who will come and who will remove interest and greed and impunity from our systems, yes? Because the very basis of corruption in the economic world is that greed and impunity that exists amongst the people. Economically, the world will be at a stage where people are sick and tired of starvation, poverty and recession. Do you know what Imam as-Sadiq said? When the 12th Imam returns, what are you going to see? He's going to give out so much wealth, they don't need to check the balance because of how much rizq Allah gives with him, yes? Number 4, نقص من الوجه من الأنفس. There'll be deaths everywhere. Correct? Everywhere you look on the television, you see death after death taking place, whether it's in Iraq or in Syria or in Pakistan or in Bahrain or in other parts of the world. That one of the signs of the reappearance is the whole of humanity is tired of seeing deaths, tired of seeing killings. So what does humanity do at the end politically? They all decide, you know what, let's talk and work together to look for a system in which we can eradicate dhulm. Yes? Don't look at it as America versus Iran. Look at it as human beings who want a better world. Yes? A world which is devoid of injustice, devoid of oppression. Because what's the hadith about the 12th Imam? The 12th Imam's hadith, what do they say? The 12th Imam will come back, eradicate injustice and bring justice, correct? The